entered probably the most competitive industry in the world, which is soft drinks. We have so many unique flavors that are focused on just tasting good. The biggest challenge was manufacturing this product. So I moved from London to Bradford to set up a factory, which was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I lost loads of money going to Bradford and working in that factory, but the knowledge that I gained is the reason why I'm able to be in the position that I am now. You know, I could only manage, a few relationships. Now I'm managing way more. My name's Hisham, I'm 26 now and I'm the director of Chibbe. Well, it happened by accident actually. So, initially we started by wanting to open a chai cafe, which then through some mistakes turned into becoming a soft drinks business through our quirky see-through cans and the social media presence and the videos going viral. So we kind of transitioned from cafe to soft drinks manufacturer. No, my background is actually finance and economics, so I dropped out of a graduate scheme that I was accepted on to do Chibbe simply because I really did believe in the vision of the brand, me and my business partner at the time. Yeah, it was. Naturally, I'm a risk-averse person. I'm happy with a 9 to 5. But at the time, I didn't think about it much because we had the momentum behind us. I would say we were maybe even in a bubble of social media and, getting all these inquiries from all these shops, wanting to have our stuff because a few of our videos went viral. So we didn't actually think about it. We just thought that how can we get this product manufactured as fast as possible and get it into the market, and that's what we did. But it's not as simple as the way I just made it sound. Exactly, so the demand was there, so we thought all we have to do is capitalize on this demand. So in my head, it wasn't really that big of a risk if I already had the demand, but even if you have the demand, I learned business is always a risk. Alhamdulillah, it's paid off now though, but it could have easily not paid off at the same time as well, even if you have the demand. So I did economics for 3 years at university, and then I did 1 year in finance working. So I'm still very, very new and junior to it, but I do love numbers. I do love the analytical side of business. So I would say it did play a big part in cash flow management, budgeting, understanding inventory and, just doing forecasts. Most people would say yes, but I guess if you're by yourself, of course, you have to understand numbers, otherwise you're just going to run out of money for sure. But most much bigger entrepreneurs than me now, they have their own advisors and teams to tell them. So as long as you're good at making a decision and you have the data available, then I wouldn't say you'd have to personally be good at it. But if you are personally good at it, it's of course a bonus. Yep, so Chibbe is very misleading from the name, as most people think that it is chai. It is a fruity, flavored, refreshing soft drink. So we entered probably the most competitive industry in the world, which is soft drinks, but luckily we actually naturally fell into a niche, and that niche was just having flavors that aren't available from the major brands. You only really get your Cokes, lemon and lime, Sprite, orange Fanta. We have, blue lemonade, pink bubblegum, green apple, mixed berry. We have so many unique flavors that are focused on just tasting good. That is the sole focus of Chibbe. It's the market of people that aren't interested in how many calories it has or how much sugar it has, even though the sugar content isn't that high. But the priority for us is not to make it a healthy prebiotic soda. It's just to make it taste as good as possible and to have a great drink with your meal. It's mainly through friends and family, because everyone has their own taste. We have 10 people, 5 might like it, 5 might not. It's very, very difficult to have one person that has a broad generic taste for the market. So sometimes you almost have to just trust the marketing behind it as well. So, psychology in the soft drinks game is that anything blue actually sells the fastest, regardless of the taste. And I know it's crazy, but that's literally the case. If you go to any shop, the blue drinks will always sell out the quickest. So, as I said, we have the team of people that taste it. If it tastes good, we get, 80% of people say it's good, we go with that. But for the most part, it's about what the flavor is and identifying if there's a gap in the market for that flavor. Yeah, so the challenges were, the biggest challenge was manufacturing this product. Even though, you might think it's simple, but the plastic PET body that we have on the can is extremely, extremely difficult to manufacture on just standard machinery. All the sensors needed changing. So that's why we actually moved to Bradford. So I moved from London to Bradford to set up a factory, which was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And I made so many mistakes along the way, and it's just those mistakes is what just substantially increased my knowledge, so I understood the process inside out. I lost loads of money going to Bradford and working in that factory, but the knowledge that I gained is the reason why I'm able to be in the position that I am now, also exporting to, 8 countries. So the learning process, of course, is so important. So making those mistakes in the factory, getting missold by distributors, promising you so many things, promising you the world, only to not deliver. It taught me to understand behavior. It taught me to not get overexcited when you have, an initial meeting with someone and they promise you the world. So just all of these things were a learning curve, which has helped me to make good decisions and put us in the position that we are now. I don't think there is a single answer to that. I think firstly what I do is I like to understand who I'm talking to, because you have very different types of people, Some people are straight to the point. What you see is what you get. Some people maybe like to meet up face to face and then go through different things. So I like to understand who I'm talking to. I like to understand my customer. If I notice that they are asking a lot of questions and there's not really any commitment, I almost give them less attention, which is something that I have realized. I will still answer them, but I will know that, especially in my industry, the ones that don't just, snap it up, I've realized the common trend that they never actually end up buying in the end. So closing a deal is so different in so many different industries. So within my industry, it's more so if someone likes it, they're going to take it straight away. At the moment, I'm pretty free in terms of I don't do much labor work because alhamdulillah, the way everything's been set up, the business runs itself. So a day in my life would just be on the phone a lot, keeping relationships with stakeholders, keeping relationships with distributors, making sure that the price is regulated within the industry, creating new leads, speaking to people that now, as we're coming into summer, a lot of distributors are restocking drinks, especially for the summer. So it's more a lot of stakeholder management and relationship management and business development. So looking at what new flavors we can bring out, looking at new prototypes that we can come out with. So I would say that's a development is my day-to-day. I don't think I have a number in mind that I set to achieve. I think it's more so about having a business that is a business, so one that I'm not working in it, I'm working on it. Because in the factory, when it was those days, I guess everyone has to start somewhere, but I was 100% inside my business. I could only manage a few relationships. Now I'm managing way more. So yeah, it's very important that I keep working on the business. A big part in my success. Yeah, I would say so. I started the business with one of my best friends. He's no longer part of the business. He gave me the initial confidence to be like, let's just do it. Whatever happens, happens. And then after that, we actually met some investors they're now my business partners, so they've invested in the business. So yeah, those people have immensely helped me, because the business wouldn't be a business right now, because it's a very capital intensive business as well, and they took a risk by investing in something so prematurely as well. On top of that, of course, you have to thank God and Allah. But I don't think there's a single factor. It's just problem solving and overcoming problems and being in the right place at the right time. I would say there is no such thing, and I know you've heard this so many times, there is no such thing as get rich quick. It takes hard work, dedication, and perseverance. There is absolutely no such thing as getting rich quick. If you have an idea, make sure you research it properly. Don't just convince yourself that because you've thought of it, it's going to work. Make sure you do all your risk analysis and everything you need to do, and take advice from people. And then on top of that, if you do plan to go ahead with it, you have to give it your all, because what you put in is what you get out. Unless you're fortunate enough to be able to pay for a team, which you'd probably not be if you're starting out like me. So yeah, make sure you do your research first. Don't just think I want to be a businessman and then come out with anything, because that's why 80% of businesses fail. And yeah, just make sure you give it 100%.